everyone, welcome back to Kelly's Creative Dream Studios, and today this is my final video of 2024 and my final journal of 2024, and we're going to do a flip through of that in just a minute. But I wanted to show you what I worked with. I worked with this 12 by 12 paper pad from Ciao Bella called London's Calling, and there were one each of 12 double-sided papers to work with. Some of them, one of them here was just nothing but pattern of building facades. There was some of downtown buildings, streetwalks. There was this one with ephemera. And so I have those to work with on this background paper here. Okay, so we had that to work with. But I also ordered this packet, which is their Winter Deluxe Edition. This was their one each of 9 double-sided papers. And this was all, there was 2 background papers, but then there was all these ephemera pieces. This one's all postcards, tags, lots of different pieces to cut out and use, journaling cards, and I'm going to show you some of these in a minute. So I had that to work with. And I still have, this is one of the papers from that last package. And I want to use this at some point, and I think I have an idea for that. But there was that. But out of that 12 by 12 pad, I don't have a lot left. I have, now this is a flocked paper. It's very texturized with the flocking. I love that one. So I had that one to work with. This is a 12 by 12 that's got lots of ephemera on it, and it has this check on the background. And then I had, this is literally, this is that house facade. This is literally all I have left of that 12 by 12. I was going to use this on the cover, and I came up with a different idea, but I absolutely love that one. And then this is, I used part of this with this brick, and it's like snowy backgrounds. I have this one, the Illustrated London News, some bits and pieces. These are tiny pieces. So I have, I don't have a lot of this left. I'm thinking of using majority of what's left for a collage. Oh, and then I also purchased the rice paper for this. And I'm going to move this out of the way because this rice paper is incredible. I ordered this rice paper. Isn't this gorgeous? I haven't decided what I want to do with this yet. It was too big for the journal I was making, and I didn't want to cut it down and lose anything. So I'm thinking there may be a canvas in here. We'll see what happens. So we have that to work with. So that was all the papers that I worked with. And here is the journal that I made. Lots of cut aparts. Now I found that the Night of Navy cardstock from Stampin' Up! Went really well with this. Let things pop. This was a navy, I think this was Night of Navy ribbon from Stampin' Up! It is a seam binding. And so I was going to run it through here underneath, and then I forgot and glued everything down. Well, then I was going to stitch it into the edge when I did the binding, and I forgot, so I just wrapped it around that center string and got that there. So there's that. So we have the seam binding for a tie. This is all layered up, matched with the Night of Navy cardstock, and I tore the matting so that the sharper edged pieces would show up. Okay. And then we open it up, and I used one of the pieces on the inside, and I cut away the house roofs to form a pocket for this big tag. Now I still haven't decided what I want to put on the top for a tag pull yet. I was thinking of doing this double-sided, but it almost seems too small for that wide tag, so I'm still working on that one. Then there was this. Oh yes, before I go any farther, let me show you what else I used. Let me set this aside. We have a, in your food court in the mall, you've got all these little food shops, right? Well, we went to, and remember, this collection is called London's Calling. The place in the mall is called London is Calling. And these are the tissue sheets that they line the food basket with. So I knew I had these to work with, and they're all identical. So I used one sheet of this, and then as I was cleaning up magazines in the living room and getting rid of a bunch of stuff, I found a AAA travel magazine that was all focused on London, and it was called London is Calling. So I blended these three items together to create this journal. So this one is from the tissue paper, and down here is a piece from the article on London is Calling. It's called London Calling Springfield, LondonCallingPastyCompany.com. Owners Carrie Mitchell of Springfield and her British-born brother-in-law Neil Gome have imported parts of the United Kingdom to southwest Missouri. They're known for their handmade pasties filled with sweet or savory filling. Think of a handheld pot pie. The traditional pasty features pieces of steak, onion, golden potato, and rutabaga cooked inside a homemade crust. Add a little Guinness gravy for the perfect pairing. Neil is the one that gave me several of these sheets with the promise that I would show him on his Facebook group what I did with his basket liners. So this is going to be going into his Facebook group as well. I've had them for a while. I just hadn't gotten to making the journal using those. Now, let me pull this forward just a bit. And that lets us pull this down more center. There we go. I have not put the filming corner back completely so that everything is where it belongs yet. I'm still getting there. So I made a pocket out of one of the cards from the ephemera sheets. I put the London is Calling piece from the AAA magazine on top, and then I used another one of the cards to put in the tuck spot. And this is part of the paper trim from one of the ephemera sheets. Then I have another one with the house. Now this was part of the story in the AAA magazine. This shows the Tower Bridge with the 72-foot spire shard jutting skyward in the background. So this is from Tower Bridge. And then this is some of that flocked paper and some more of the paper trim. This here and then changing of the guard is from that tissue sheet. As is Monday, it must be shepherd's pie. Now I put the article on the outside, and then you flip it open and you have a picture of the shepherd's pie from the tissue paper underneath. More of the paper from the collection. Now I had done this before. I think back in November I did this for part of a challenge. This is the paper. I made a hinge. This is actually a book. There's our owl page in the center, and then the London Royal Times is cut from the tissue paper. Each one of this book on each side has a pocket that has a tag there. And I'll put that back later. And then this side has another one there. Okay, so there was the center pocket that I made. Here's the back side of that center pocket. And then this is the other part of that half sheet. These two articles were in that tissue paper. In music, the Beatles lyrics auctioned at $200K, and new drinks of your neighborhood pub. And then I had a little bit of the Union Jack here, close it, more of the crowns, and then I made a pocket back here. The Illustrated London News came from the paper pad. This came from the paper pad. This was the cover of the AAA magazine, and I have still another pocket there that I can put something in. Put it on the flocked paper. And then there was the London Eye above the River Thames. This was also from that travel article. More pictures from the travel article. This is Chef Gabriel Waterhouse of the Waterhouse Project. And this is the eye-popping murals and street art in London's East End neighborhoods. So that was my journal and final entry for, final journal entry for the year, but it's also one of my entries, one of two entries, 3, 4, of the London's Calling Ciao Bella entry for Spectrum Art Creations. Now I have one more I'm going to finish up today. My goal is to make a pocket letter from every collection that I have purchased from Madi at Spectrum Art Creations. And I've started this one with some of the image cards, journaling cards, that's what I'm after, from the collection. I just need to sit down and go through and do the embellishments, and that's what I'm getting ready to do next while this video is uploading for you. I hope everyone has a great end of 2024, and may 2025 be full of creative blessings.